So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this session of pitching business opportunities. So, if you remember very well, when we started this module of entrepreneurship skills in healthcare, we on Wednesday we introduced the subject and we highlighted the importance of entrepreneurship skills, how it is regulated, its challenges, and the opportunities that are in the healthcare sector. Then on Thursday, we looked at how to go about with innovation so that we can have successful enterprises in healthcare sector, where we examined the approaches, the key players among and the other sectors that influence innovation in healthcare entrepreneurship. So today we want to see how you can present the innovation that you are putting across or a business idea to various audiences for various reasons. So we are going to define pitching, which we are basically calling the presentation of that business idea. Then we are going to explain its importance in this area of entrepreneurship. We are also going to describe the process of pitching and the tips for successful pitching. So pitching, like I had said, is that process or act of presenting a brief framing of an idea which allows the audience to gain deeper insight into the product before you tell the people what you are selling or what you're providing. Then they cannot know a lot about it. So we use the method of pitching to put that message across. So the audience could be potential investors who will give you capital to start, but it could also be investors who are willing to make your business grow if it is already in place. Could also be customers or clients, but also partners who are going to come on board and work with you. Then depending on the format, the pitching can be written, it can be in form of multimedia presentation, and it can also be made through personal face-to-face delivery. So the types of pitching that we have include investor pitching, where you're looking for funds for your product or service, a sales pitch, which communicates to potential customers the broad benefits of your product, and then the product pitching is now the one which explains to customers the unique features of your product. It is a bit different from sales pitch because it is more detailed on the product. For example, if we are having a community pharmacy where we are going to be selling various products like medical equipment, cosmetics, but also drugs. Now, in product pitching, we are going to talk about how unique those drugs, the cosmetics that you are going to sell, how unique they are from your competitors or the people that have been in the industry. But a sales pitch will now look at the broad aspect of the pharmacy. How are you contributing to reduction of maybe diseases? How are you contributing to accessibility of care? Those things. Then we have job pitching, where you want to seek for a job or internship opportunity. And then workplace pitching is where a member of a team in a workplace might hatch an idea and want to communicate it to either the team leader or his fellow members or the colleagues at the workplace. So it is very important to pitch or to do pitching so that you can explain your ideas to investors, customers, partners, so that you enhance their buy-in or their agreement to support you or invest in your idea. Then it is also an opportunity to showcase and improve your presentation skills, communication skills, problem solving skills, and creativity. Because as we are going to realize during the course of this session, you need to be creative enough to put up a very good pitch. You need to be a problem solver to answer those questions that are going to arise due to your pitching. Then we also realize that pitching enables entrepreneurs to expand their networks from your audience, there could be potential investors in your product later, not at that time, and maybe that will be a very good source of network. It could be also a source of people who want to partner with you to give you more knowledge about how to improve your product or service. So it is an opportunity for you to build your network. So when you're preparing for a pitch, when you're preparing for presentation of your idea, maybe you have been called to a conference and you're expecting organizations, investors who can be interested in your idea of starting up something to do with health. Okay, so there are some general preparation techniques that you need to know. There are some preparation points that you need to have at the back of your mind. For example, you need to know the equipment that is going to be used to do pitching. Is it going to be um a desktop? Is it going to be a laptop? Is it going to be connected to a projector? Do you know how to use that? And if you don't know, does anyone on your team know how to use the equipment or not? The room type, the audience preference, which we are going to expand on later. Then the backup plan, since we live in countries where you're not sure if electricity is going to be available the whole day, you need some backup plan. Okay, you need those offline alternatives in case there is no power. People can still know about your idea through those offline alternatives, the hard copies of your business or the presentation that you are going to put across. Then logistics, you need to plan early for the route. If you're coming from far or up country and you have this idea, you're presenting it in the city, you need to plan the route. You travel early and arrive at the venue in time, so that you can prepare very well, but also show that seriousness. Then presenter selection. If you are a team, you need to select the most suitable member. If you are presenting about health, then someone who knows more about health should be the one to present that idea. Okay, if you're presenting about technology, then a technology professional would be best suited to present or to pitch for you as a team. Then you need to always emphasize that you are working as a team, not personalize that idea. So use words like we, our team came up with this, our team is going to solve this problem in this way. Those words show that you really worked as a team. Then we said it is very vital when you're presenting or you're pitching to be aware of your audience. And in this case, we are talking about aspects of the preferences of the audience. If it is a venture capitalist, most likely they want to hear about issues of return on investment. If I'm giving this guy my money, how am I sure that I'm going to get it back, and after how long? So these are motivations of such venture capitalists. So if the audience is filled with those people, then you need to capture such aspects in your presentation. And then if it is a philanthropic or non-profit organization, these people focus on the social impact. How is your venture going to create equality? How is it going to reduce poverty? How is it reducing discrimination? Aspects to do with social impact. Okay, so you need to know your awareness, so that you need to know your audience, sorry, so that you can be able to tailor your message or your pitching to satisfy them. Because at the end of the day, at the end of your pitching, you need to make sure that these people who are in the audience get to a point where they feel like if they do not invest in this idea, if they do not support you, they are going to be doing themselves a disservice. So that is how you're able to achieve that. Another aspect of audience awareness is the level of expertise. As much as possible, make sure that you use simple wording so that even the least educated person in the room can really understand what you're talking about. Okay. Then culture, it is always important to also know the people that you are talking to as far as the culture. If you are in a Muslim community, there are some things that you have to be really cautious about mentioning. But also, if you are in a Christian community or you are pitching to a Christian organization, there are some things that you have to take note of. Okay. Then during pitching, you need to protect your intellectual property, your original work of that innovation or business should be protected at all costs, because there could be some malicious people in the room who will steal your idea. Okay, so make sure that you have your slides marked as confidential. You consider collecting handouts after the presentation so that people do not copy and paste your idea somewhere else. But also, as much as you want to explain very well your idea, there are some key details that you might have to leave out so that they do not and that they do not really take away the whole idea and maybe maliciously steal it from you. So you have to be very keen when you're presenting your idea so that some of those things are kept in house and do not come out. Another key aspect of a pitching is generating excitement during the pitching, and this can be done through storytelling, where we want to create a compelling narrative that highlights market idea and market needs and how your solution is going to meet those needs. Okay, so in this case, if you are going to present if you want to give a good pitching or a good presentation of your idea, you need to make sure that there is a story to it. Okay, a very good story about the problem that exists and how now you come in with your solution and really fix that problem. Okay, because it is through such a compelling narrative or story that you're able to raise excitement, and you cause that feeling in the audience that they really need to invest or support your idea. Okay, then audience engagement, make listeners feel involved by using the words like together, rally them. Okay, bring them on board, let them be part of your idea so that they can also feel like they belong to it, and they can also make a very considerable contribution towards its success. Then you have to radiate passion and commitment. Okay, show energy and demonstrate that your team's unique ability to excel. Show that it's either you or no one else. It is your team which can really execute this business idea or innovation very well, by showing that you're passionate about it, you have all the data and information about that solution at your fingertips, and it cannot be taken away from you. Then, addressing weaknesses and considering feedback is also a very crucial aspect during pitching. So, in this case, you need to anticipate questions and criticisms by identifying your own limitations before you even pitch. Okay, so be prepared to discuss how you will address those challenges or the weaknesses that you have in your business model. Then when you acknowledge these weaknesses, you build confidence in the audience. People know that yes, you are sure about the weaknesses, but you are also committed to solve them. So show that openness to adapt your plan, but to remain grounded in your vision. As you get feedback from the audience, you shouldn't be so much distorted from your main vision. Okay, so avoid making those abrupt model changes during the pitch. Do not shift from a community pharmacy all of a sudden now to a big hospital. Okay, that means that even originally you are not focused on what you wanted. Okay, then when we go back to the fact of to the weakness bit, for example, if you have a team, if you are looking at putting up a health innovation and in your team you do not have a health professional, you can acknowledge that in your presentation or pitching that right now we do not have a health professional, but through your support, through your funding, we are going to hire one and be able to support that person financially and all the needs they might be having, so that we can execute this idea to the maximum capacity. So you have to be conversant with your weaknesses, but show the willingness and capacity to solve those weaknesses. So you also need to treat your pitch as a living document. Even before you pitch, make sure that you revise it regularly based on the market changes, industry trends, and your learning experiences. Before you present, there could be some things which will change about the information that you need to put in that pitch. So you shouldn't consider it final because there could be other opportunities, other changes that you need to add in. So as you refine your pitch, do some dry runs where you practice with trusted advisors around you, partners, so who understand your business, so that you can get that feedback on key questions like your team, as we are going to look at how your team is very important in a bit, and then the opportunity, your product, and your plans. So you use their response to refine the timing of your presentation, because it is also very essential. In some conferences where you are going to pitch your idea, they are going to give you 5 minutes or less. So you need to know, how can I time myself? How can I fit the whole idea in that time? Then the content, how are you going to put the necessary content, but even which content can you put in that, so that it can captivate the audience that you're focusing on and also brings out the idea very well. Then slide information is also almost the same as content. So at first you could present to the people around you, but later you want sorry, later you want to graduate to a more critical audience. If you have been presenting to people that trust you, that know your business, now you want to go to people who might not know your business but are well versed with the field into which you are innovating. Okay, so if you are innovating a health kind of idea, and you go to those professors in health, then they will be so critical. They will be able to ask you those tough questions, and that experience can make you have a better idea which is refined well, very well, so that when you reach at the final pitching, when you get the opportunity of pitching to investors, then it will be so excellent. Then we said it is very important while pitching to mention your team. You should talk about the team, each and every person that belongs to your team. Talk about their individual strengths, their experiences, their accomplishments. You know, this is very important because highlighting the relevant industry experience of your team members, the successes in previous ventures, and anything else will demonstrate your capability and ability to execute your vision or your business idea. Okay, so when you are innovating into health and you talk about the fact that you have those health professionals who have done similar work, then it builds confidence and it shows that you have the capability to really execute your innovation. Okay, then you should also demonstrate that you have industry connections, also build the confidence in the audience. So you list notable connections and relationships you have established within the industry. This could be partnerships, board members on your team, collaborations or relationships with key players in the field that you are bringing an innovation to. So when you show these connections, you strengthen your understanding of the market and potential for success of your innovation or business idea. Then it is equally important to define the market and the competitors. So you need to make thorough market research. You provide detailed data and research reports supporting your market size estimates. The people that you are focusing on, the people that are going to be your potential customers. Okay, so if you have that data, it really shows that you already know the people that you are going to target, but also show the growth projections. Yes, you could be focusing on 20% of the population, but is there a chance that that 20% will grow to 50% of the population, maybe in the next 3 years or 5 years? So when you show that, you compare the people who are into those projections, the people who want to support something that will take over in a very short time to invest in your idea. Okay, so you show those growth projections, the customer segmentation, and include the sources of where you are getting the data. Okay, and these should be very credible, like industry reports, analyst research, and market surveys, but also show your competitive landscape. And here you want to offer deeper analysis of your competitors, including their strengths, their weaknesses, the market share, the product offerings, and the pricing strategies. So you use visuals, like charts, those pie charts, the line graphs, and those comparison charts to show that even when your competitors or the people that have been in the market have those strengths, there is something unique that you are bringing. I always want to use the example of Apple. Whenever they are doing their event in September, they show you that while the other people have brought phones which have uh, good battery of maybe lasting 12 hours, that is half a day, at maybe $1,000, they are bringing a phone for them. Apple is bringing a phone at $1,000, which is the same price as the other people, but their battery will last for 24 hours. Okay, so when you see 24 and 12 hours, you're getting something which is better. So they compel their customers to really know that they are getting the best product. So such comparisons, such visuals that show how you are really having a competitive advantage will compel potential investors or partners or clients to really support your idea. Then, when it is a technological idea, you need to have a technical white paper, and in this case, it explains the technical aspects of your solution. It generally shows that blueprint of how your idea is going to work. Okay, so it could be in form of charts, those schematics or visual representations of how your idea is going to work, and these will enhance the understanding of the audience of your technological idea. Then you should also have a product roadmap to show how far you've come. Okay, highlighting those key milestones, planned features, and future iterations or changes that you are going to make. Okay, so this demonstrates that you have a long-term vision and commitment to always improve and develop your product or service. Then you should also explain financial aspects, especially if you are pitching to investors who are venture capitalists in nature. So you expand your high level financial projections presented in the core slides by including detailed spreadsheets that display your revenue, how you plan to get money, or how you have been getting money. Is it through consultations? Is it through subscription to your application? The cost that you have been incurring, the cash flow, profitability, break even point, which is that point beyond which you start making profits after you've cleared these initial costs of starting business and maintaining it. So all these make your idea very well refined, informative, and will will show that you are committed to expanding, but also you know the value for money. Okay, then you should when you're presenting these financial projections, be aware of the assumptions and mention them. Okay, you cannot leave out issues of inflation, because when you're talking economics, when you're talking financial projections, those are very key aspects. Okay, yes, you want to expand, but what about if inflation hits? How are you going to mitigate such risks and uncertainties? Then we have financial statements. If you have them, include include them in your presentation. Okay, so these include audited financial statements for existing businesses, especially if the idea is not so new but you want to expand it, or scale it up. Or you could include historical financials for comparable businesses. If the idea is not yet in place, you could compare with those businesses which have been there, how they are doing, and how yours will be different in terms of value for money or cost benefit analysis, which we looked at in the previous sessions. So additional information for a successful pitch include intellectual property, showing that you have already trademarked or copyrighted and you have a patent for your product, will strengthen your competitive advantage and show that you are really so passionate and serious about your product, that you do not want it to be stolen, but you want to be the one that executes it, because you're so passionate about it. Then legal and regulatory considerations should also be made mention of, such that the people know that you understand the area that you are innovating into. Okay, especially when we talk about the healthcare sector, there are a lot of regulations. When you are going to put up an innovation to do with drugs, then you have to be conversant with the drug authority of that country. Okay, the people who are supposed to be supervising you, the documents that you need. So knowledge of that, uh, of those legal and regulatory considerations, will be essential in your pitching. Okay, so the key tips, generally, when you are preparing for a pitch, you should do your homework, research the audience, and tailor your pitch to that audience, like we have said earlier on. Gather data and support claims with reliable sources. I cannot overemphasize that. You have to be having data to support what you are claiming. Okay, because after you have showed that there is a problem and you have a solution, people will now be asking in their minds, how sure are you it is going to work? So this data will help you to answer that "are you sure" question. Okay, then anticipate concerns and prepare responses. Then utilize online resources for industry and company information. Then when you are creating a pitch, you should follow the 20 by 10 rule, where you use 20 minutes to present 10 slides. That means that you will be spending approximately 2 minutes on each slide. Okay, then use the elevator pitch template to summarize your opportunity succinctly. And in an elevator pitch, we are saying that you should reach a level of being able to present your idea in less than 1 minute. And why are we calling it an elevator pitch? It's because in most cases you always spend less than 1 minute on an elevator. So if you met your potential investor in an elevator, you should use that time that you are going to spend in an elevator to pitch, to, to present your idea in full to this investor so that they can be able to be convinced to support you. Okay. Then also consider adapting the approach for internal pitches within established firms. If you are presenting to an established organization or firm and they have a way they want their pitches to appear, they have a format which they really want you to follow, then you have to follow that format. So finally, in summary, we know that what makes a good pitch includes clear definition of the problem and how your proposed solution will work to solve that problem. Then we also know that you should tailor your message or your pitching to the audience by researching and being aware of what motivates your audience and what their preferences are. Then you should back your pitching with data from reliable sources. It should be quick and straight to the point. Okay, that means that it should be very concise. And we said that you could reach a point of where you can present your idea in less than 1 minute, or what we call the elevator pitch. Then you should radiate passion while pitching. Okay, show that you really are into solving this problem. Okay, show that you are the person who should who should be given support because you are really passionate about this idea. Then inspire action, which is the end goal of the pitching, by showing them that if they do not invest, if they do not support this idea, they will be doing themselves a disservice. And this, of course, comes from all the other, from the above points of definition of your problem very well, showing how your solution is going to work clearly by understanding what motivates your audience and their preferences, by backing you are pitching with relevant and reliable uh, data, but also making it straight. You are making your pitch quick and straight to the point, and showing a lot of passion during the pitching. So that is it for today, and we have been really able to understand what a good pitch is, what the essentials of making one are, and those tips that we need to understand and need not to forget while we prepare for a good pitching. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you on the next one.